Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be painting this chappie from the Darkoath Savagers box set from Games Workshop's Warcry. Basically following on from the previous one. Now I don't like the colour of the skin tone on this one, so we're using Jasper skin. We're going to darken the skin tone quite a lot from how it is now. It didn't look right for some strange reason. There's two different areas on his back and his hands didn't seem to be the same colour, even though it was all painted at the same time, base coated and that. It just seemed to change colour, so I wasn't really too impressed with it, so I thought, nah, let's just go over it with Jasper skin. Well, a darker skin tone. Didn't have to be Jasper skin, it could have been anything, but there we are. And as per usual, these models are supplied by Andy from Wigan Wargames and PG Group. We also have the Army Painter logo popping up at some point during the video. This is where I use some of the paints from the metallic colours range, which they sent me free of charge to review, and as you know, I'm happy with them. So yeah, this particular box set has 5 male, 5 female. If you'd watched the previous video, you'll know this already. I've painted the 5 male ones. They're all prepared. The 5 female ones have just been primed at the moment, ready to go as soon as I've finished these. So that's the skin tone done. Now what we're going to be doing is using a colour I don't usually use for metal, which is rough iron. Well, I usually use it for metal, but I use it as the base colour. This time I'm not. I'm going to use it as the actual colour of the metal. So I'm just going over quite roughly over the black, still letting some of the black show through, because yeah, that's the base colour, so I want some of that showing through. And then later on I'll be coming back with another metallic colour to highlight parts, so it's not going to get a full coverage of this, and it's going to get even less of a coverage with the highlight colour, but you'll see what I mean when we get round to it. So yeah, I'm enjoying painting these actually, because they're a bit of a change from the stuff I usually paint, with all the Necromunda stuff I've been painting, and these, and it's keeping me on my toes. But I'm enjoying it. Anyway, change palettes and then realise that Troll Claws is something I've not used for a while, so let's try some. This is going on the yeah, that little tabard thing dangling from the front of his belt. We're going to edge highlight this all the way around, and then we're going to use some crosshatch shading on this, as it were, to give it that look of texture. So you will actually see that it's not fully covering. I'm just doing little lines here just to pick out some light spots and make it look as though it's cloth. It's a nice way of doing it. And now we're going into the purple metallics from the Army Painter, and as I was just explaining, this is one of the ones from the box sets that they sent me, the purple and the green colour. I cannot for the life remember what it's called, and they're all in the other room while I'm doing this, so it's not as if I can actually get up and look, but ah well. So yes, back to the rough iron as well. So it's a bit of a change for me to do this. So we'll change palettes again, and yeah, I decided then to change my mind and do the give all the skin a wash. So back to disc, the CD palette. And if you change your mind suddenly when you're painting, that you want to do something in a different order, or you want to paint something a different colour, there's nothing stopping you. You don't have to, nobody got a gun at your head saying you have to do it in a certain way. You do it your way. So there you are. You can always change your mind as to which order you do things in. You can change your mind what colours to use. You know, you can get halfway through and then change your mind about everything with it, stick it in some paint stripper and clear it off and start again. You know? Don't know why it shows I'm shaking there, but Monster Brown. And this will be used for the trousers. And highlight anywhere that is trouser. There is some little strapping that's going round his legs over the trousers, so we're not going to be painting those. We'll be painting those in a little while. And for the sharp, keen eyes of you out there, you will notice in a bit that the palette looks slightly different when I paint the next bit, and I will explain why as we get to it. But yeah, we're just making sure that we have our highlight going on the trousers and covering everywhere that we want to be this particular leather colour, and it's looking quite nice. Now what we can do is mix some of that yellow in with the Monster Brown, and then add that as the highlight, and that's about as far as we're going to go with it, because we don't need to go any further. I mean, it's a fairly basic paint job, but we could have left it just with the base colours, because there were speed paints, or you could use contrast paint, it gives the same effect, so you could have left it. But I like paint job detail. Crusted Soul, this is where I forgot to shake it before I put it on the palette at the beginning, so yeah, we all make mistakes. So yeah, I just put it out, started painting with it, and I thought, this isn't right, and I realised I'd not shook it, so I've given it a good shaking and put some more on after wiping off the previous lot, so that's where I've got a little red stain, and you had a fade there as well. We all make mistakes, nobody's perfect, so when you do make mistakes, just work around it, or work with it. Whichever is easiest. In this case, it was a case of wipe it off the palette, give it a good shake, put some back on the palette, and carry on. Simple. Mummy Rogues. You remember this from last time? I said it was a very pale grey. It's not. It's a very pale cream colour. There's a trace of brown in it, not grey. So I just wanted to correct that, because I only noticed when I was editing this video after posting the previous one, so yeah, I couldn't make the adjustment then. So we're going over all the bone areas on this bit, and that's about it for that. Now we're going into matte black. Now I have caught the hair when I was doing the face, so I'm going over with a matte black now, just to cover all the hair, and to make it look black, but then I will be going over again, highlighting a little later with paler colours to make it like a pale brown highlight, but you'll see what I do with that a little bit later on. So he does look like Peter Steele from you know, last time I got the group and couldn't remember his name. Now I've got the name. Now I've got his name. I can't remember the group. Typo Negative. That was it. It does look like Peter Steele from Typo Negative. And I've mixed some of that black in with the previous colour that I used for the skulls, and added that over the fur. And now I'm going to be using plate mail metal, and this is going over highlighting all the rough iron. So we don't need a lot of that. And once again, we are not going over everywhere, we're just picking out areas that we know is going to get hit by light because of how it's positioned. I do like these metallic colours from my painter. This particular one is probably my least favourite because it's a bit more runny than the others, but it still looks good on the model. So, where do we go now? this is where we start highlighting the skin because the wash has dried, and we're going into Darkoath skin. If you remember, Darkoath skin is the one that we used for the first highlight on the previous skin tone. Now we're doing this, well, basically the same thing, but we've got a much darker base tone. But we're mixing this in with the Jasper skin to get a nice mid-range tone there. And we're reapplying all the highlights to the raised areas and the areas that are going to be hit by light. And basically that's all you can do. Pick out the different muscles and just highlight where applicable, as you can see I'm doing now. Very simple paint job, not going too heavy with it, not going too detailed, just doing enough so that it looks okay on the table. These are gaming minis, they're not exhibition, they're not display minis. But either way, I hope you're enjoying the video. I hope you're finding things useful. You're seeing what I'm doing. The object of this channel is to try and encourage people who've never painted before to start painting again. And if you've enjoyed and found anything useful, you can always like and hopefully subscribe, and possibly even share the video with some friends who are interested in learning to paint. And don't forget to tickle my bell to get notified for any future videos that may be coming up. If you'd like to help the channel financially, then there is Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. There are different levels of which you can donate there, as well as just like one-off. Any help you can give is greatly received, even if it's just to subscribe or like the videos. You know, anything's useful. And don't forget, you know, make some comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the videos. Let me know if there's anything I could do better. Let me know if there's anything you particularly like to see painted or played. We'll try our best. But you've got to bear in mind, it takes me a while to get used to learning a new game, so if you ask me for a new game, yeah. Void Shield Blue is next, and for this one we're going to be mixing it in with the black, and this is the colour that we're going to be using to highlight the hair, as you may have already guessed. Now blue is a very good highlight for hair. It's also good shadow colour for white, so bear that in mind as you're painting. And that is about it. You will find photographs of the finished model at the end of the video. Don't forget, these are not going to be based yet, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, as always, stay safe and take care. God bless, and bye for now.